So I want to talk about something really quickly. And I want to talk about how, and I've been like this too, when I still get like this, no matter what I say, when I upload videos, I still do the same thing. People like the idea of humanity being worth something. When people talking about, the betterment of humanity, helping humanity, I think you just like the idea of humanity being decent people. I think we like the idea of humanity being something, but humanity is pretty cruel to one another. They just are. And you know what? At this point in time, I'm gonna tell you something. See, it's in the ethers. The people act a certain way, maybe towards brown people, because what's been put out there in the ethers. It's all about, because a lot of them people don't know what to, like one guy was talking about how I think he went to China. I think it was China he went to. And he said that the person it was a lady, but he said just like she was afraid of him and all this stuff. And like, why? Because of what's shown on television about brown people, especially in the United States of America. That she thought she was gonna get robbed. Okay? So people don't just people are not just like that for no reason. If they acting racist, they acting like they superior. I don't even care if they Hispanic, because nowadays Hispanic and Asians to me are worse than Caucasians, honestly. So living out here in California, they are. Seem like it. Okay, but at the same time, no group is really better, because if it was one person and the majority was Caucasian and you got one that's like the minority of the group, it's still going to be the same way. It's going to be favoritism towards that particular ethnic group. It don't matter. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, now this, I don't know how true it is. This is somebody else's story. But even a Caucasian lady was talking about how she was mistreated by Filipino women. And when she tried to tell the supervisor, it's almost like the supervisor didn't want to listen to her, because the supervisor herself was Filipino. Okay? So it don't matter that you're a brown woman, or so you might get a little worse if you're brown, because what's been put out in the ethers about the brown, regardless of what they see, people might see stuff too, and they might get their own opinions from what they see. But to tell you the truth, it's just in their minds, and a lot of people's minds, it's not even about what they see. They feel like you should not be performing better than them, and that's just the bottom line, because what has been put out there is that you are underperforming, you just don't know, you're not smart. And so when they see that you are not what's been put out there, they see that you perform well, and they see that you are a brown person, most likely a female person, that you're not everything that the media said you are. They don't like that. And I've already experienced that. A couple of times I experienced that with Asian women. And I don't have no reasons. I don't see, that's another thing like me. I don't get jealous of folks. I don't have no reason to be talking about no Asian women. I don't get jealous of folks. I don't have a reason to talk about Latino women. I don't care about them like that. And so when I talk about the stuff I see, it's not because it's somebody particular I'm jealous of. I really hate that has to go around too. Like when some people want to tell the truth about what's going on, it's almost like you want to find some other reason why they speaking their truth. It got to be some kind of jealousy or some other reason going on, other than they just treating you like that because they feel like you should not be performing above the level that media said that you are. Okay? But with this lady, this Caucasian lady that feel like she's been mistreated, she just feel like this Filipino supervisor is not going to defend her because this Filipino lady is going to defend her other fellow Filipinos. That's what she said. She said this, and you know what? It's another Caucasian lady said the same thing. Said, and these are Caucasian women. Said the same thing about those and they mostly talk about these Asian women. Now, I've had Latino women that talk about white women. Okay? I don't really, just because I talk to a lot of women. Men have complaints too, but I just speak to a lot of women. Okay? Men go through things too. But, my point in saying is that humanity is no good. If you don't know how to treat each other right, regardless of whatever ethnic background they come from, you don't know how to treat each other right, you're no good. And that's just the bottom line. You're no good. Okay? Because now some of these people just have their idea of supporting their own. It's not even about, with brown people, especially brown women and men too, they feel like you should be underperforming because that's just what's been put in the media about brown people, that you should not be smart. Matter of fact, I remember old school videos of a lot of these people from the 60s and stuff talk about how they wanted to make everything hard for them because they wanted to do everything to make them fail, make them work harder. It kind of almost reminds me of those three ladies. I forget the name of it, but it's with Taraji P. Henson and it was two other ladies. I forget their name. Anyway, it's like they had to do extra stuff to make things harder. So they in their mind, they feel like you should not be performing well. And you know what? That is a problem with humanity. I mean, I can say some things about Indians too. Okay, and it's not just as a brown woman. It's not me saying nothing because I've had other Caucasian people talk about. See, it's going on with these cultures. It's these cultures that they have their own way of thinking within their culture, and they kind of reject anybody else that is not of their culture or not close to their culture. But if you are dark skinned, they definitely reject you, because even in India, they are colorists. There's a lot of colorism over there. Okay, over here too. I'm just saying, it's bad over there. It's a lot of colorism. I didn't know when I went there. I didn't know with so many dark skinned people darker than me. I'm brown skinned, and there's a lot of people darker than me over there. But when I look at the doggone billboards and all that stuff in India, driving through India, I see a bunch of light skinned people with all these advertisements, and I'm on the streets and stuff. I see a bunch of light skinned people. I don't see dark skin. But then in that same area, it's filled with dark skinned people though. Okay, it's a lot of colorism over there. But I think people just like the idea of believing that humanity is good. And you have this fairy tale. People have this fairy tale, including me, when we don't get out and get a chance to see people for who they are, and you sit back and you have this fairy tale in your head. Oh, people, oh, humanity, oh, the people. What about the people? The people ain't shit. But I get the fairy tale because I've been there too with my fairy tales about humanity, and all the people. Like, they're not worth saving because people are very cruel. People are very cruel to each other. Over here in California, I mean, it's been like that in Los Angeles too, but pretty much in all parts of California that I've been in so far. This is just coming from the doggone reports of other people. A lot of Latinos are freaking nasty to brown people. They're nasty. Like, they try to... When I was in Los Angeles, and I was in this area called Baldwin Hills. No, it was Ladera, something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, it was like more of a nicer area for brown people. You know, like more of a middle class to upper middle class area for brown people. That's what it was. That's the kind of area this was. And I was doing home health, and the person I was treating, he used to be a lawyer. He's retired, but he was a lawyer. Okay? And he talked about how a lot of Mexicans was moving into the area. And I don't think he has a reason to lie. I don't think he really has a reason to lie. He don't need to be entertained. He seemed pretty laid back to me. He don't need to be entertained, right? So I don't believe he was lying. But he talked about how Mexicans started moving into that area. He'd been there for years, decades, but Mexicans started moving in there and wanted him to get out. Wanted to push him out the neighborhood after he'd been there for decades. Just a bunch of racism. And I got this from other parts of California. It was this other lady, when I was doing home health, it was in some part of LA, and she is from the islands. Where is she from? Not Trinidad. Where is she from? What part of the island is she from? I don't know. She ain't from Jamaica. Hold on a second. I forget. But anyway, I forget. But anyway, she's an island woman. But she looked like a brown woman. She don't look no different from me, but she just from the islands. And She talked about how Mexicans coming to that neighborhood just racist and all that stuff. You know, and I just hear it over, and where I currently live now, I done heard 2 brown women in 2 different situations tell me the same thing about how the Mexicans were so racist. They're so racist. I'm talking about poor Mexicans. They just feel like they're superior. Something in their head. Here's the thing about that. People who are racist. It don't mean that you doing something wrong. It's been put out in the ethers that you can be a billionaire and their ass can be homeless with no pot to piss in, and they feel like you ain't shit because you're a brown person. You could be African. To them, it don't matter really. Okay? So they could be somewhere without a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, and you could be a billionaire, but they will still sit back and call you a nigger because the ethers told them that they were better. Regardless, they ain't got shit. The ethers told them. The ethers, they've been fed that they are better no matter what. So that's all I want to say about that. Is that I think we have this idea that humanity is something good, but humanity ain't shit. Now, when I just drive day to day, I mean, you know, people just act like regular folks. Ain't crazy stuff happening day to day. I go into the store, I might go shopping, I might go somewhere, but other people might have a different story now. Everybody got a different experience though, even with that. But like just doing simple stuff where I'm not going to see the same people over and over and over again, I don't have much to say. But when you're in an area where, especially if you're working somewhere and you're seeing the same people every day, then you get to see the shit that they come with. You know? That's why I do like home health therapy instead of working in the building for 8 hours, because you don't interact with people enough to get to deal with their bullshit. Okay? You just deal with that particular person that you're working with, and that's it. None of the other mess, nobody else's personalities and all this trash that they have on them. Okay? But anyway, yeah. It doesn't matter. And I'm seeing this more and more with Filipinos though. I'm seeing this more and more with Filipinos. Okay? It don't matter how wrong the other person is. If they're going to defend their culture. That's why I say humanity just ain't shit. Humanity ain't shit. We just like the idea that humanity is good because it's a fairy tale. I think it comes from some of these commercials. We see every day that people ain't shit. But then I don't know if it's a commercial we're looking at. I don't know what it is that we think humanity is something worth saving. But I for one, you know what? Here, let me tell you why for me, because I'm going to tell the truth right now. You only want to hold on here to humanity because a lot of us are not self-sustained. A lot of us are not self-sustained. So now you need other people to kind of make shit go around a little bit because you haven't figured out your real power yet. Other than that, fuck people. They evil, they nasty. They nasty. They just are. They just are. It reminds me of that movie Us again with Jordan Peele. When we saw the other versions of those people that was real evil and killing the other ones, right? Actually, I experienced that. I had that. That's been a battle for me for a year. Okay, but and you see that the other side of those people are always evil, killing and all crazy. That's because that's the shit that people really have inside of them. But they've been wearing a mask this whole time where they've been able to hide it. And it's going to come a time where people are no longer going to hide anything else and everything is going to come out. And it's going to be pure killing nonstop. Killing nonstop. A bunch of crazy stuff going to happen. There's not going to be any justice for you. It's going to be a purge because it's going to be a game. It's going to be fun to them. I think people, because they haven't seen the purge happen yet, that it's not going to happen. No, that's why they're going to drag consciousness down, because you really won't have any rights. You will no longer be a human. You will not have any rights. They will completely control consciousness, and it's a game to them to see who survives and how many get killed. It's a game because it's going to be other controllers that's really controlling consciousness, like what's happening right now. Okay, because all this shit that these people are doing is a bunch of mind control when they think it's really them. It's really mind control. And they honestly all can be taken out. They can all be taken out in a second. They can. If something more powerful decides that they say, fuck the damn ethers, we're sick of this shit, everybody will fucking go at once. That's just it. Everybody will fucking go at once. Because it's artificial consciousness anyway. It's not organic, it's artificial. It's controlled by somebody else. And you're being spied on. Your thoughts are being spied on. Everything's being spied on. You got implants. I mean, you got implants in you. It's not just in your phone. You got implants. Okay? That's why you try to rise up in consciousness above the rest of them, and you'll be found out. I've seen them. It's like somebody guarding the gate. You can't see it with your physical eyes, but I've seen it with the other eyes. Somebody's guarding the gate to make sure you don't rise up too high. They got implants on you for an alarm to go off when your consciousness get too high, like yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, they watching. Okay. So there's something more powerful. Just come and say, fuck all this. I'm just getting rid of this whole shit. Everybody's gonna go. That's it. Even people who feel like it's not fair, you know. Hey, but what the thing is that person don't know that they just pure ego and not a human anymore. That person doesn't realize that either. Okay, they don't get that. And if you try to tell them that, they won't listen to you. So what you gonna do? Just keep having an ego. You gonna say the ethers because they're a nice person, but they can't figure out that they still an ego and they not connected to anything organic. So you're gonna save the ethers for a fucking ego that wants to be an ego and not connected to anything organic ever? You know? No. So something more powerful will come. And that warning has been going out before I started talking about it. That warning has been going around. Something more powerful is going to come along. It's going to destroy the fucking ethers. And everything that's just people that's just pure ego and not connected to anything organic, everybody's gone. All these people that think they're superior to somebody else, their ass is fucking dead. Because what they're doing is mind control anyway. Because if they connect to anything pure and organic, they wouldn't even be like that. They wouldn't even be like that. That's how you know this is mind control. They think that this is what they are. But this is mind control. Okay? Okay, and I just kind of can't wait. I just keep working on myself every day to make sure I'm in the right alignment. But I can't fucking wait for that to happen. I'm sick of kind of being in the world. But you know, we got to work on more self-sustainability too. Okay, because people kind of, at this time, no matter how fucked up they are, they kind of making things go round. Okay? So you got to really, really learn self-sustainability. Even when it comes to electricity, comes to getting your own fucking water, learning how to dig shit out of a well. I don't know, but you got to get into some real self-sustainability. And then say these motherfuckers can go. Because right now, people want to hold on to humanity because of the comforts of this current type of lifestyle. You want to hold on to the fucking the comforts of it. Okay? And there's other people that own shit around here that you go into their stores, right? But that person might not be shit, though. So, you don't want to cling on to that too long anyway, because that ain't going to stop the mother from destroying shit. That's not going to stop her. You being comfortable, me being comfortable, it's not going to stop her from tearing shit up. So we might as well learn how to be more self-sustainable, get our own shit, learn how to do things on our own, get back to who we were. Okay? And so once your shit get destroyed, your ass will be all right. And then basically, I'm saying disconnect from the ethers. Be something other than the ego. Get rid of the fucking ego as much as possible. Don't hold on to that damn ego because it's going to go. The ego world will be destroyed. People are nothing but egos. They're not real people. They're egos. But anyway, that's it, and I'll talk later.